Our next objection actually comes from a sales rep that sells merchant services over the phone and sells leads as they come in. And one of the most common objections that you get from people that fill out a web form or something like that, you're going to get this objection that says, I'm just shopping around. Okay, so they downloaded an ebook, they filled out a web form, whatever it is, and you get this lead as a sales rep over the phone, or it could even be an appointment schedule where you go to an appointment and they're like, yeah, we're just shopping around to get as many quotes as we can, as many bids as we can. So what I want to teach you in this video is something that I call objection direction, okay, objection direction. So when somebody gives you an objection, it kind of like throws a bomb right in the middle of your sales process. You know, it really disrupts everything because you have this whole path, at least I do. I'm always like, I can clearly envision how I'm going to get from here to a signed agreement. And then all of a sudden the objection comes. Boom, it just blows everything up, right? So now we're kind of in disarray. So what we now want to do is we want to do objection direction, which means we want to point the conversation in a specific direction so that we can get back on track and we can predict what's going to happen. Because nobody is so good at sales that they can sell people when they have no idea what's going to happen. The best salespeople, they know exactly what's going to happen, and the key is they're able to keep people on track. So we need to do objection direction here and direct this a particular way. Now, the way that I'm going to direct it in this case is I'm going to direct it towards two issues where in this case, I'm assuming I can compete. But you could use the same strategy with any number of things. In this case, I'm going to use it with price and service. So I'm going to assume that I already have a really good pitch made up for how I'm going to pitch my savings and my service to them. Okay? So assuming that somebody says to me, well, thanks so much for stopping by. I mean, we're really just shopping around. I'm going to say, well, first of all, let me applaud you because so many businesses, they get locked into these vendors and then they just let these people raise the prices on them forever. They never check them. They never make sure that they're dealing with them honestly. The fact that you're shopping around tells me that you're a very savvy business owner. Here's my thought though. Now, what was that I just did? That's a buffer statement. Buffer statement, buffer statement, buffer statement. Remember that. Remember that. Buffer statement. Okay? So what have I just done? They like me. Why do they like me? Because I just complimented them, okay? Everybody likes to be complimented. Everybody likes to be told that they're smart. It's very difficult to make somebody upset at you when you've told them that you think they're so smart and when you think they're so savvy and when you just think they're amazing, all right? So do it. It's a no-brainer, all right? Now, I just did my buffer statement about them shopping around and saying how they're so smart that they shop around, right? Now I'm going to say, now here are my thoughts though. Wouldn't you agree with me that if you're shopping around, there's really only two variables here? I mean, really what you're talking about is you want to find the company with the best price that also has an acceptable level of service. I mean, you don't want terrible service, but at the same time, it's going to come down to a good price with an acceptable level of service. Are those the two things that you're searching for? So you say, well, James, that doesn't sound like much of a rebuttal. It's an amazing rebuttal, and it works almost every time because of two reasons. Number one, I've done the buffer statement, so they really like me. Then I go into this pitch, and now what I've done is I've now directed it towards price and service, okay? So now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to move into a no-risk close. We're going to move into a no-risk close. What's a no-risk close? A no-risk close means you can move forward with me today while not risking anything, and you're not even risking missed opportunity, because one of the biggest risks when you're buying something is missed opportunity, right? If I buy this car today for $17,000, what if I see it on eBay tomorrow for $15,000? I just lost $2,000. That's a missed opportunity risk, right? So what if somebody signs your agreement today at 2.8% flat rate, and then tomorrow somebody comes in and offers them 2.6%, right? So we're going to move into a no-risk close. I'm going to say, Mr. Jones, with that in mind, and now that I have a much clearer understanding of your objectives, that you really are trying to get the best price, but also with an acceptable level of service, let me do this. Let me first get the service part out of the way. It's extremely important, but here's the situation with the service, okay? I provide an amazing level of service. The way you know that is I'm standing here. I'm in your local community. I'm a local business owner just like you. And if you can't tell by now that I take my business and my reputation seriously, I haven't done my job. So I think we can both agree that if the price was right, I can provide a level of service that's going to be acceptable to you. Would you agree with me on that? Now, that's a very soft close, okay? Because I'm not asking them for their business yet. I'm just saying that they agree that I could provide a good level of service. And if the price was right, that I could provide a good level of service. So now what are they going to say? Yes. Now that's really important because I just got my little yes, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that little yes because now I've got positive momentum. When you're making sales, it's very difficult to get somebody to go, no, 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 yes. That hardly ever happens. In sales, it happens, yes, 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 yes. That's how you get a sale. So to get a sale, you got to get yeses, and you got to go yes, 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 and you get a big one, right? So we just got a little yes. That's awesome, right? And we've now narrowed our scope down to what? Price. So now we've said to them, okay, so you agree with me that my service is going to be there. So that really leaves us only with one thing, right? The problem is price. Now here's the situation. Obviously, no matter what price I give you, you have no way of knowing if somebody else is going to offer you a lower price, which is why you're shopping around, am I right? And they say, you're exactly right. Well, here's the thing. Let's say, Mr. Jones, that somebody calls you on the phone tomorrow and offers you a better price. Do you know for sure that they're going to provide an acceptable level of service? And he's going to say, no. Well, exactly. You don't know that. They might, but they might not. So we've already established I am going to provide the acceptable level of service, so the only variable we have left is price. So let me make you an offer and you tell me if this sounds fair. I am going to go ahead and set you up on our best, lowest price that we usually offer to people, okay? And it's a very competitive bid. I'm 95% sure that no one is going to beat my offer. That's how confident I am and how low the price point is. So I'm going to go ahead and get you set up on that. However, and here's the big kicker, okay? If anybody comes along and offers you a better rate than what I have already offered you, I will put it in writing and sign a piece of paper for you that says I will immediately match any written proposal that you send to me. So by doing this, I completely eliminate your missed opportunity cost, right? Because if somebody comes along with a lower rate, you know I'm going to match it. And we've completely removed the variable of service because you know I'm going to provide an acceptable level of service. Now, if I can do both of those things for you, Mr. Jones, sounds like a pretty good deal, doesn't it? Now we've closed the sale. So you got to move them forward, get them to the objection direction where you want them to go, and then you got to close that sale by splitting up service and price, lock down service, and then move into a no risk close. Let's jump into another one.